pad. I lead from the front.
All right, boys. Lock in.
It's our core foundation, man. Grit.
I'm fired up. I'm fired the f*** up, boys.
It's pumping right now. It's got my juices pumping, boys.
Welcome to the Crunch Time Sports Show with Jeff Iafrate and Booner. It is Friday, March 20th, day before the weekend. A lot to get to today. March Madness happening. We'll talk about that. For all the people that signed up for our bracket challenge, if you know where you're at, comment in the chat where you're ranked on our bracket challenge, because Klotz was in our group chat talking some smack.
He was going at us.
He's had a pretty good run.
He's fallen though over the last couple hours.
Has he?
That's why I texted him back. I said, just wait till after the couple days now, brother.
So if you're in our bracket challenge, comment that. We'll get to the Payton Wilson. I keep wanting to say Payton Wilson. Payton Turner. I think Payton Wilson's a linebacker for the Steelers. Payton Turner, the new defensive end the Lions signed. Justin Rogers report that he thinks the Lions have done most of their heavy lifting already in free agency. I'll give you my take on why I'm pissed off today with free agency. Later, we'll get to our full first-round mock draft. And on top of that, we have an NFL.com ranking, which puts the Lions at a spot, and we're going to determine if it's respectful or disrespectful in terms of after free agency and where they're ranked among other contenders. So packed show today. A lot of free agency. We'll get into the NFL.com report, and we'll do our full first-round mock draft at the end of the show. Right now, where are you at? Did you check your bracket?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not in the worst spot. The leader right now has 200 points, or 210 points is the leader, and then there's 200 points. So it's like essentially the first two rounds you get 10 points per win. And there's 200 points. Klotz is actually tied for second. He has 200 points. So he's tied with a bunch of people, with like 15 people for second. And then there's 190 tied for 14th, a bunch of people at 190, and I'm at 180 right now. So I'm just I'm like a game or two behind the leaderboard right now. Klotz is tied for second technically as well, with about 15 other people. So the issue, I told you, I don't know if I like mentioned it to you completely. I usually only do one bracket or kind of one, but maybe two. But like as the release show happens, I'll fill out my bracket like instant reaction, just this is how I'm feeling, and then I'll go back through and like I'll do another bracket. Just all right, this is actually what I have. I did my instant and like my bracket, and I was like, I'm just going to submit that one to Crunch Time, whatever. I'm just going to do one. I don't want to go back and do it. I ended up just creating the same exact one. I doubled it up, and then I threw that one in Crunch Time. 5 minutes before tip-off, I went and switched like 3 or 4 picks, and those 3 or 4 picks, all 3 or 4 of them ended up losing. So I have 2 in ESPN right now, one that's at 96%, which would end up being second place in our league, and then the other one that's 69%. So
yeah, I mean, I'm what am I tied for 69th? I mean, so it's been a disaster.
Where are our other guys, Caleb and Mike?
I'm in the 69th place out of 87. So
no.
Yeah.
I see you at the bottom, pretty low.
Yep, 69th place, brutal. Absolutely brutal. I know Klotz is
tied with Mike.
I'm tied with Mike. I don't know if that was supposed to make me feel better or not, but I think I'm more pissed off now. Shout out Gentry.
No.
Yeah, 69th place. So sweet. That's awesome. Hopefully you guys are having a better bracket experience than I am.
And you're tied with Caleb. You, Mike, and Caleb all have the same, or I was 69th.
Again, just pisses me off even more. Shout out to Caleb. He's a scrappy guy. Don't like to be in that conversation. All due respect. All right, love Caleb.
I will say
last year had a better turnout for me. This year it's been a complete dumpster fire. All right.
I didn't look. I looked at Klotz's. I looked at my Final Four. I haven't looked at yours. I could see yours. I'll give you, like, if this makes you feel any better about maybe not getting last in crunch times, and actually, never mind. I take it back. You had Villanova and North Carolina both in, and they both lost in the first round, and your Final Four.
Yeah, I have a bone to pick. Like, if North Carolina held their lead, I think I'd be tied for, like, I think I'd be in I'd move up like 15 spots in our bracket, I think, or like 10 spots or something. So
Yeah, their coach probably gonna get fired, by the way.
Yeah, too. I mean, they blew what was it, like a
15-point lead with 6 minutes left.
Bro, I mean, I picked. There's some bad picks. I mean, I looked at my bracket. I was like, okay.
Yeah,
I
thought it was funny when
sets that were just stupid.
When someone had said to you have like a 2012 bracket because you have Villanova and UNC and Duke all in the Final Four. I thought that was pretty funny because it is like Villanova. They just lost like an hour ago. Not the greatest Villanova team we've ever seen, and North Carolina as well. Dude, when they played Duke, by the way, and this is how I knew North Carolina was probably out in the first 2 rounds. They were like 17-point underdogs when they played Duke a couple weeks ago. When you're a 17-point dog to someone, it's over at that point, man. You're not winning any national championship.
Yeah, I got too cute. I'm just gonna be honest. I got too cute. I tried picking Wright State over Virginia. That was dumb. I picked I picked Troy over Nebraska. That was idiotic. I mean, they're just stupid picks. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna fire off some Hail Marys, and they were all intercepted. To be honest, I mean, they were all.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm looking to see what else I had. BYU I had. They lost. What else do I have? Yeah, Villanova lost by 10. So, I mean, it's just, yeah, it's been, so, hopefully I don't really care for the jersey anyway, more for my pride, but.
That's all. Honestly, if I won the jersey, I would just probably give it to the next person in line. I more so just want to. I still think my bracket, I had a couple people lose in the first round. My whole Final Four, I think my whole Elite Eight is good to go. Like, I think when you're in these brackets, the points get really big towards the end. That's when you really have to dial in and make sure you have your Final Four teams left. And so I almost went just straight ones across the board. That's usually how I go about it.
Yeah. Yep. So hopefully everyone else is having a good time with their bracket. But I did want to bring up some Pistons stuff before we get into a lot of NFL, because like I said before, we're gonna spend a lot of time on NFL. I have a bone to pick with free agency and just kind of looking at the last 5 years of Brad Holmes' tenure and bring up some different stats and things for that. I want you guys to really I want to gauge where the audience is with that. But first, I want to bring up what happened after Cade went down, which is good news and bad news for Jalen Duren. I guess
this
good
is
news
the worst.
for Jalen Duren.
It's the worst news of all time.
So Cade Cunningham missing time could potentially open the door for Jalen Duren to make an All-NBA team, which honestly, the way he's been playing, who knows? But now it's for sure. I mean, Cade Cunningham's not going to be able to qualify, which sucks for him. Opens up the door for Jalen Duren. If he does, makes him eligible for a contract worth almost $300 million over 5 years.
Oh man. I sent you boys this today because I didn't really, I saw it on Twitter and I didn't really see Pistons people talking about it. So I wasn't sure where everyone stood on this conversation, but my first initial reaction today was just when I see that, I'm like, this is, as much as I would love Jalen Duren and his family, I mean, that's generational wealth, man. $288 million. That's for generations that it's going to be good for Jalen Duren. So you want everyone to be able to have that. But at the same time, when you're talking about building a roster with the Detroit Pistons, the more people that you have to pay $300 million to in today's NBA, the harder it is to build a roster. So if that happens and he's all NBA, man, you're essentially locking in Jalen Duren as your number 2 option. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's your number 2, and you have to move forward with that, which I don't know about you, Jeff. I think he's a really, really good player in the league, all-star. Is he a number 2, like your Jaylen Brown, your Jason Tatum? You know what I mean? I always compare the Celtics. Is he at that level? He's a really good big in the league. I don't know if he's on that level. So that kind of – and you got to pay him, right? Or he'll go get that somewhere else. So it's a tough spot to be in, I feel like. As soon as I saw that, I was a little like, oh, no.
Honestly, I don't know. I mean, this is about – let's see – it's going to be in the 50s. Let me see. It's about almost 60 million a year, give or take. About 58 million dollars
how many
a year.
Max guys can you have on your team, cap wise? Like how does that?
So I mean, they can. You can't have multiple guys. You can have I think the Celtics are. I mean, you're paying Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. but they're able to kind of work and they were able to really capitalize and sign guys that are good complementary players. Like Derek White isn't making a boatload of money, but you can afford a couple guys, but 2 super max kind of contracts or like max contracts like this. You can't. I mean, you're going to have like you said, Payton Turner, and that's going to be about it. And then you surround them with whoever you can surround them with. But this is where I'm at. Like, I like Jalen Duren a lot. I think Jalen Duren's a good player. I think on a championship team, as of right now, who knows? He could next year look like freaking, finally Bam Adebayo. Okay, maybe that's in the future. But right now, he's not a number 2 on a championship team.
No.
He's just not. He's not almost $60 million worth. And I know you're paying on projection, but it's like this would basically commit the Pistons to Jalen Duren as a number 2. I mean, you're in the ballpark in terms of money with guys like Anthony Davis, Nikola Jokic. Nikola Jokic makes about 55 a year right now. I know he signed previously. Everyone gets higher deals, but like you're not. He's a good player, but he's like you said early in the year. He does what he does very well around the rim. He's a rim runner. He makes things happen around the rim. He's very physical. He's not like a super skilled. He can pass. I mean, he's got like he's got some things he brings to the table which makes him valuable, but he's not spacing the floor, shooting threes yet. And if you're going to pay a guy almost $60 million, like he has to, and I know you hate it, he's got to turn into like a 25-point scorer where it's like this guy in the playoffs, you just can't guard him. You know what I mean? Like we could make fun of Bam Adebayo for 80 points, but like at least Bam can go get a bucket. You know what I'm saying? Like people talk about him all the time in practice as a really good one-on-one player. He's a bucket. I don't think Duren's that right now. And no, I don't think. I know he's not that right now. So I'm terrified to pay this man this much money. Like, no question. I'm terrified.
Yeah.
And I know they talked about it before the season. I'm pretty sure they talked about a contract extension and they didn't come to an agreement, and he was made the right decision. He played it out. But
an all-star.
It's risky, man.
I think the thing too with him, it's like, will he ever get to that point to where he can average 25 and go do that? Jay Hart put in there, like, you can't compare him to JD and JD to Tatum. Or I don't know what that didn't make sense, but I know what you're saying, what I said, but I think you can. Like, the Pistons are looking for their Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. They have one piece, right? In Cade Cunningham. You need that other piece. And I said it yesterday when Sean was on, like, you need another wing or another guard that can go get you 25 a night. And you see that all around the NBA, man, like with these contending teams where either one, that their team from 1 to 7 is very spread out and they have really, really good role players, or number 2, they have like 2 really, really good wings that can go out there and get you buckets. And I think Jalen, I'm right there with you. I think you said it perfectly. Like, Jalen Duren is an absolute dog. Like, he can get you. I mean, you see sometimes he'll go out there and get 30 and 15 in a night. Like, that's huge. But a $300 million contract for, a big man these days, that's not a Nikola Jokic or an Anthony Davis type player, or like you said, a Bam Adebayo, really more so just like a guy in the paint, and also who's going to get you a lot of rebounds. Like, I don't know if it's worth it. Like, he's not like a Jaylen Brown. And when I say like comparing them, it's like you need like your Jaylen Brown, or
you're talking about a caliber of player. You're talking
about I'm not
talking.
I'm not like, I don't. If you're saying I can't compare, I'm not talking about comparing them in their play style or anything like that. I'm talking about the player of, the level of player that they are, and they need that. And I said it with Sean yesterday. It feels like this is the offseason where Trayshawn Langdon needs to make that big move to go out and get that caliber of a player to pair with Cade Cunningham, because quite frankly, as good as Jalen Duren is, who does these games always fall on, Jeff? It always falls on Cade Cunningham. And when Cade plays bad, you're probably going to lose and the Pistons are going to struggle, right? And when Cade goes out, you're like, oh no, what's going to happen? But like, look at the Celtics. Jason Tatum was just out for a whole season. And what did Jaylen Brown just do for the Celtics? They're still the number 2 seed. Jason Tatum is just returning. And now look at them. They're about to be the best team in the East. And Jaylen Brown, their number 2 option at the time, which I've been saying for years, Jeff, and I'm glad it's kind of starting to come to fruition. I've been saying Jaylen Brown's the better player out of Jason Tatum, him and Jason Tatum, for the last 3 years. And no, everyone always, Jason Tatum. Jaylen Brown's the better player. But you see what I'm saying there? Like, when one goes down, the other one could step up and for a whole season and do that. So you just need that. You need that other piece, man. And it's not Jalen Duren. I think Jalen Duren's a really, really good big man in this league, and he could be a good number 3. But just a pure bucket, and that can guard and kind of do everything. You need that other the kind of superstar on your team. I feel bad because I feel like Jalen Duren does put numbers up and he is good, but you know what it is, honestly, Jeff? This is a weird comparison. It's kind of like a comp of in the NFL. You talk about like who's the most important players, quarterback, edges, tackles. You're essentially like who's the best players like value wise in the NBA. It's like wings and guards, and like big men aren't as valuable and can't go out there and win you an NBA championship like they could back in the day.
Unless you're
Nikola Jokic, like exactly like I said earlier. Unless it's like a Jokic or an Anthony Davis.
You know what I'm saying?
But like guys like Duren style, that's not a guy that you could just be your number one and your number two and you can go win a championship with anymore. And it's like that's not that crazy to think. You just need to get another kind of big time player in here.
And I'll phrase it like this, and I know it really sounds like, oh, you guys are just hating on Duren. I'm just trying to put it to you guys like this, okay? For everyone in the chat that wants to pay him and says no question, give him the contract. Okay. Here, at least let me say this. If you give Jalen Duren this contract, hopefully two things, but one of two things need to happen, okay, next year. He's only 22. Okay, I'll give you that. He has plenty of room to grow. I need to see either him be a 2-block-a-game guy, you know, like a very good defensive player. I mean, he's a good defensive player, but he's not some elite shot blocker. Like Isaiah Stewart's the better rim protector. Okay. That's what his role is. So if Duren can develop and be a 2-block-a-game guy and just be, you know, someone that I know he's a difficult guy to score on, but a elite shot blocker, or he can shoot like Chet Holmgren. Chet Holmgren got paid, by the way. I know he's been injured, but like, let's be real. Like Chet can block he gets like 2 blocks a game and can shoot threes. So he gives you that element of like, I'm going to block shots and I'm going to space the floor on top of me being a big. And, you know, he's not as good of a rebounder as Jalen Duren. He's not as physical as Jalen Duren. But like, I'm just saying, if you guys want to pay him, we haven't seen any of these things yet. So you're paying it based on projection. And if you give this man $50-something million, you better see it in the near future. Yeah. Like I want to see you be one of the best rim protectors in the league, or, you know, a capable 3-point shooter. Just up your game offensively. So that way, when you do get in the playoffs, you maybe maybe you're not Jokic, but you could become a legit elite all-star big man in the league. You know what I mean? He's and I know like he's a rim runner. Cade and him have a great connection. Like, again, we're not saying he's a bad player, but like, guys, I think people forget like how much almost $60 million a year is to a player. Like, go look up who's making $60 million. And I'm not saying all those contracts are right, by the way. Like, you know, Karl Anthony Towns makes $55 million. Like, I'm not a big Karl Anthony Towns guy, but like, he's one of the best shooters in the league as a big man. Like, I don't like Karl Anthony Towns, but I'm just saying, like, I would like Duren to develop one, if not both of those things next year, if you give him that contract. I'm just saying. And
I'll say this too, because me and you have gone back and forth a little bit on the Jalen Duren stuff, where you're like, hey, like he needs to stretch it out. If you're going to pay him $300 million, I'll be on your side saying he better figure that out. Like, you can't just be a back to the basket, back to the rim, you know, post move big man making $60 million in today's NBA. You can't do that. Like, I'm not going to, this is like, Shaq is a $60 million center. Are you Shaq? I don't know. I think Jalen Duren's really, really good, but not like a Shaq dominant.
Well, like Embiid when healthy, Jokic, like those guys, it's like, oh, no question. Like,
yeah, but the difference between those guys is like Embiid and Jokic, like one, like Jokic can shoot and he will shoot. And he also will take the balls up or the ball off, you know, the dribble, and he can make plays, and he also can pass it and averages 10 assists a game. Duren doesn't do that. Duren strictly, I'm going to get you 15 boards a night. And I'm going to, and I saw someone in the chat be like, well, the only reason that, you know, he's not scoring that much is because of his attempts. He shoots 60% from the field, or 70%, whatever it is. It's like, yeah, there's a reason why. It's because his shots and his game is strictly just back to the basket or screening, getting to the rim, catching lobs. Like, sometimes he'll make a play, but like majority of his game is being just a legit big man, just like being down on the block and making a play or getting a tip. Like, that's his game. And that's not like a playmaker's game where it's like, hey, we're $60 million to do that. Like I just don't think it is.
Well,
I hate to say it. I don't want to say it.
Just look at
I would rather go sign. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. I would rather go sign one more superstar or an all NBA, another all NBA wing, and let Jalen Duren walk and go sign, $30 million big to replace Jalen Duren. If I'm getting a superstar big or not big, sorry, a superstar wing or a guard instead. Like that, I would rather do that if I was building the roster around Cade right now. And I don't know if they'll do that. I think they're going to pay Jalen Duren, and they're going to have him and Cade be the 1-2, and then they're going to have to find ways to get other guys around him. Which I would rather move on and not pay him, and pay $60 million to someone else that can stretch the floor and get a bucket off the dribble.
Yeah, it's like, again, I'm not saying he's a bad player. I know people in the comments are defending his potential or defending what he can do. I'm not saying he's a bad player. What we're saying is if you guys want to give him the money, fine, give him the money. But what comes with that is like, all right, dude, defensive player of the year contender. Like that's what we're talking about here. If you're getting paid that type of money, or you're a very, very good offensive player, not just a back to the basket guy. That's all we're saying. And I know he's young. He'll still develop his game, but it's like we haven't seen it yet. I know, again, he's a good passer. He's added things offensively that I like. He can make some things happen off the dribble. He's not like a shot creator or anything like that. I mean, he could shoot like around the basket, like maybe 10 footers. But I want to see his game expand a little bit. So that's all I'm saying. If you hate that take, that's fine. But if you're paying
people $55
million.
People don't like our thoughts on Jalen Duren. Our chat people do not like it
because I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just being honest. Like that. Listen, if you pay a guy like that, I know we're in the Pistons are winning a lot of games. Duren's playing well, but let's just get through the season, and then you guys can see what I'm saying with this.
Well, I do. Listen, and by the way, all these people are like, you guys don't watch the Pistons. Listen, we know what Jalen Duren is. Like, he's got it. He does have a high ceiling. He does. You're talking though about paying a big man that can't stretch the floor $60 million. Like, go look at around the NBA who's going to be getting paid $60 million in that. Like, what are we talking about here? This is the issue. This is the thing with sometimes with some Lions Slappy fans where it's like, hey man, like Jalen Duren is one of the best players in the league for sure, or best centers in the league. Sorry, just because he's on your team and you're a fan of him doesn't mean you have to defend him. To more like, it's a realistic option. The fact that, hey, are you going to pay a big man that much, or are you going to go out and get another guard to pair up with, or pair up with Cade Cunningham? I would rather pair someone up with Cade Cunningham, and you can get a big, instead of paying him $60 million and having to get keep the roster you have now because you have to be cheap about it and you don't have the money to be able to go out and pay all these guys. I would rather be able to go get a $40 million wing with Cade and another $40 million center to pair with Cade. I would rather build a complete roster.
Now we'll move on because if people don't like,
because people are mad.
Listen, I know it's not. I'm not saying the take is the only take. I know people are going to say pay the man, whatever. But I'm just saying, be careful. I mean, if you're giving a guy $55 million, I get he should be in contention. I don't know what his odds are to win Most Improved. I mean, he's had an amazing season. He's an all-star.
He deserves the money. It's you pay him the money, it puts you in a little bit of a different spot. And Pistons fans will turn into one of those things in the next 3 years. They're going to keep talking. You know what's going to happen, right, Jeff? It's going to be like the Lions, where the Lions paying all these guys now. And people are like, well, why don't we have an O-line? Why don't we have an edge rusher? Oh, hey, it's because you guys all wanted to pay every single player that stepped through this building. And you're too big of a fan to be able to be like, maybe we should move on from a guy or two. But you were like, oh, I love this guy so much, I can't move on from him. Oh, we'll pay him. Like this right here. Where was this comment? The Jay said you could bring in Levine and still keep Duren. Yeah, you could keep. Yeah, sweet. Zach LaVine, who's won a lot in the playoffs in his career. He's played on a lot of winning teams. It's a great addition.
I want to get into this Payton Turner stuff. So I don't know if you were living under a rock today or not, but the Lions signed another edge.
What does this mean, bro?
We're so ass.
Oh, so.
Or
okay.
we're on your ass. Like maybe I don't know. Whatever it is. Appreciate
what is I'm sorry, we keep going with this. Like Jay, you guys wanted Miles Turner. He's not better than Duren. Miles Turner got $100 million contract. Jalen Duren's going to get a $300 million one if he's all NBA. That's double or triple. That's value. Like, Jay, think before you hit enter and send, man.
Yeah, go look at the contracts. Go look at centers.
Yeah, like before you start, this guy. Go look at deals, value.
All right,
yeah, $100 million, Jay, $100 million for 4 years. I'm looking at it right now. Miles Turner signed a 4-year, $100 million contract. That's 25 a year compared to 60 a year for Jalen Duren. Look at the years, dude. Come on, dude. The years, dude. 25 to 60 a year, dude. Come on, man.
All right, let's move on here. Let's get to Payton Turner. So the Lions signed an edge today. They announced they're signing defensive end Payton Turner, the former first-round pick, has five career sacks and missed the entire 2025 season with the Cowboys with a rib injury. All right, so here we go again.
Come on,
Payton
now.
Turner. Guess what his player comp is? Oh, you guessed it. Marcus Davenport. That's his player comp for those who are wondering. And on top of that, look at Jeff Risdon. Gave us context. Shout out, one of the best in the business. He says here, Jeff Risdon, Payton Turner signed by Lions. Former first-round pick, draft missed by Saints. Always hurt, always. This will not help the perception of Holmes. Has played in 31 NFL games and has missed 37 games. Not counting all of 2025. Shoulder, toe, foot, ankle problems. The foot goes back to his college days at Houston.
Oh, no.
So and here's the thing you're going to see online. If you go on Twitter, you're going to see, and I got a lot of people out there saying this that I respect, okay? I actually like. But I'm sorry, I can't stand it anymore. I can't. I see on Twitter, guys, it's depth. Yo, he's taking a flyer on a first-round pick. Like, here's where I'm at with depth. Me and Booner already talked about this. You sign DJ Wanham, okay? You sign, they have Ahmed Hassanin. He's depth. They signed Trevor Nowatzki. He's depth. At edge, we're talking about a position that is important. Very, very important. Okay. And if you want to say, well, Payton Turner is just a body in the room, fine. But the question I ask for all the people that are just saying Payton Turner is a body, why are most of the bodies that Brad decides to give 1-year deals to dead bodies? These dudes are dead bodies. These guys are riddled with injuries in the defensive line room. I mean, look at who he's brought back over the years on these 1-year deals. Marcus Davenport, no pulse. They have Levi Ozarike, okay, played for a year, dead again. Josh Paschal, put him in the same bucket. I mean, these guys, and maybe you can look at other positions and be like, well, Rock Ya-Sin, depth, okay, I like it. But when it comes to this defensive line room, it's dudes that have ligament issues everywhere. And that's my issue, to be honest with you, because, and we'll get to the Justin Rogers report, after this, and, we'll talk about it because Justin Rogers apparently is his opinion, which I respect. Shout out to Justin Rogers, Jay Roger, do the show on Wednesdays, friend of the show. He says he thinks the Lions have done most of their heavy lifting this offseason. So let's just put this all in context. All right. I actually tend to agree. I don't think, and I told you before the show, I don't think backup's coming. I don't know for sure, for certain if a Cam Jordan or a Joey Bosa is coming. I'm starting to kind of get used to this room. Not that it's completely done, but names that we're looking at are not coming. The draft is going to be where Brad mainly relies on. And to be honest with you, I'm so sick of this. I'm so sick of this. And I swear, I'm trying to get mentally prepared to see DJ Wanham or a rookie lining up week 1 to start. Okay. So Payton Turner, no disrespect to you, my friend. Okay. Wish you the best of luck. This signing is stupid. It's stupid. It's so dumb. I don't care that you bring in depth. My problem is you bring in depth that guys that aren't playing football. They're not contributing. It's not like you sign some dude like, oh, this guy's actually been a solid depth piece here or there, or been in a decent rotation here or there. This guy missed all of last season and has played in like 31 career games in 4 years. So I'm fed up with it, Boone. I'm fed up with it. If you want to feed me he's taking a chance BS, go ahead. He's taking a chance on dudes that have no pulse. That's where I'm at with it, and I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it.
Yeah, he's essentially signing dead bodies. That's what it feels like. Like he's just signing dudes that they just want to have another contract in the league and be like, all right, here we go. And I've been the guy, and you know this, Jeff. And first off, I'll say this. I agree with everything you said. Spot on. And I've been the guy for the last few weeks that every time someone complained about Brad Holmes signing a depth piece, I've been saying, boys, stop complaining about it because you need 53 guys on the roster. You need 90-something guys in training camp, and then it goes down to 70. Like, you need bodies in training camp, right? Like, you need players. But the part that you said, and I think people need to really hear this very well, because I saw today on Twitter, a lot of fans were mad about it. And then you have this chunk of the fan base and also people who cover the team who will sit there and defend and be like, well, there's this stat, and this stat, and he had a 9.5 RAS score, and this, and he was a first-round pick, and, his talent is so high. And it's like, okay, shut up, first of all. Move all that to the side. Like, let's stop talking about the potential, because this guy is in year 6 now. He played 4 years in New Orleans, had 5 total sacks in 4 years.
They didn't bring him back. Bring his ass back.
1 sack a season, essentially. They didn't resign him. He goes to Dallas, gets hurt before the season in August, a rib injury, and ends up not playing for a whole season. So in his career, he's essentially has done nothing. He has the same career as, I don't know, me. Like, that's what it feels like. And so, like, if someone wants to be upset about this, and this is where I get a little frustrated with, like, we're in this realm that we're in. When people have like a pushback against a guy like this, everyone tries to be like, oh, you don't have the right to be mad. Like, just let it work out before you get mad about it. No, listen, some of these other depth pieces, I'll sit here and be like, I will let it work out, because a lot of these other guys that Brad has signed in this offseason, they have, the statistics to go with it. They have the track record to be like, okay, this guy can do something, right? Like, you could see that. But a guy like this, he's got nothing besides word of mouth and his RAS score in 2021. That's it. And where he got picked. And I'm right there with you. The part that you said, Jeff, I don't mind he signs depth, but can we stop signing depth that barely plays football and is hurt? And it's like, well, yeah, how else do you want him to get $1 million guys? I don't know. I bet you I can go to the free agency market right now and find a guy for $2 to $3 million who has given production at some point in his career and hasn't been hurt majority of his career and hasn't battled with injuries since he's been in college, and kind of go from there. It's the same thing with like the Ennis Rakestraw thing. Everyone gets mad when we push back at Ennis Rakestraw, but guess what? You want to know the craziest thing? The reason that we on this show didn't want them to draft Ennis Rakestraw, guess why? And it's such a full circle thing. Because he was injured his whole time at Mizzou. His whole career was just injuries. Every season. He was missing games every season because of injuries. And then Brad's like, oh, I can give him in the second round because he has first-round talent, but he's been injured his whole career, so I can get that. At some point, I'll tell you what, Jeff, Brad Holmes needs to move on from this. And people call it as a joke, the bargain Brad thing, and I'm not going to sit here and stamp that on him, but it is what it is, right? Like, hey, if you look like a banana, you might be a banana. You probably are a banana if you taste like a banana. It's like whatever that saying is. But like, you probably are. Like, oh, you keep signing guys on cheap deals that have been injured their whole career, and then a year later they're injured. You have to cut them. Oh, connect the dots, Brad. Like, you're one of the best GMs in the NFL. Why do we keep signing guys that are just constantly hurt? And like it's mind-blowing to me. And I can't understand how people kind of still stick up for it and push back at fans that actually question it. Because I think it's a fair question, man. Like, you have to stop signing these guys and save the money and go sign someone who's actually proven and earned a contract, in my opinion.
It's the biggest truth in all of sports. The best ability is availability. And I swear, like, he's shout out Nolo.
The water almost went through my nose. I've never had that happen.
This is where, like, we all remember, at least I can relate to this. Like, growing up, I remember when I first found out about 5 and below. And I was like, 5 and below? You can get all this cool shit for $5 and below. Like, this is the coolest concept in all of history of the world. Okay. I can go into 5 and below and get, toys. Maybe when I get older, you're like, I can get some exercise stuff. You can get some cool shit at 5 and below. But then you realize as you get older, there's a reason why this shit is 5 and below. Like, as opposed to going to like a Target and getting something. That's where Brad, I think he like looks at Payton Turner and goes, man, a former first rounder. This guy's he's 6'6", he's literally Marcus Davenport without the past production, by the way. At least Marcus Davenport had seasons in his career where he was productive when he first got here. He was just injured, so it doesn't make it a good signing. But at least he showed in years past, like, well, this guy had 8 sacks and 9 sacks here, 11s, whatever. Like, Brad is addicted to 5 and below shopping. And actually, the problem is, like, I'll walk into 5 and below and get stuff. Like, nothing's wrong with it if you go there. But you're going in there to get cheap stuff. Brad is going into 5 and below and expecting to walk out with premium stuff. It's like, dude, especially he goes in, he finds something on a shelf that's already broken. He's like, I'll take it. Dude.
Oh, it's half off? Oh, awesome.
Shout out Nola, by the way. I buy chargers from 5 and below too. 5 below, very good store.
I stopped buying them there because they kept breaking.
There you go. I mean,
I'll tell you what, I used to buy chargers at 5 and below until about 2 or 3 years ago. And I realized, hey, maybe I'll just spend a couple extra bucks and actually get, like, I have an iPhone, a charger straight from Apple, and it'll last me for the next 5 years and it'll never break. And it charges my iPhone way faster and better. And my phone stays charged longer. But when I would get 5 and below ones, either the charger would break or my phone would get charged in 10 seconds and it would be dead in 10 seconds too. And it's like, hey, you're paying for what you get.
Yeah.
And I get it. There are some deals where it's like, that was a great deal. Like the Christian Isian one or whatever, that one, like $1.5 million, 1.8.
Yeah,
like you can find, but guess what he has though, that other guys that he signs that are hurt that don't have. He plays. He's on the field. He's healthy. He has production. He's played in the league. That's the difference. It's like, I don't want to pay a guy $100 if he's injured. I didn't like paying Marcus Davenport a minimum last year because he was always injured. And we knew as soon as someone touches him in the NFL, he's going to fall and be hurt.
Yeah. Everyone knew that. It's like, why there's more often than not where I get this feeling, and maybe the chat agrees or disagrees, but that Brad Holmes looks at some players and goes, you know what? Like, we need this position filled, or at least we need some really quality depth here. Yeah, there's proven guys, and there are some proven guys. Like, guys, go look at free agency this year. There's been a lot of guys that have signed for really cheap deals for some reason.
Oh, Jeff, do you want me to get you some deals? Are you ready for this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I hit you guys? Would you rather have? Let's do Would You Rather. Do you guys remember that game growing up? We're talking about 5 and below. Let's play Would You Rather. We don't know Payton Turner's contract, right? Can you look up real quick what the vet minimum is for an edge rusher in the NFL? Because I'm guessing that's what it's going to be. I'm guessing it's like 1.2 million.
You're looking at about $1 million, 1 million to 1.3, somewhere in that range.
All right, let's do this then. Let's do 1 to 2 million, guys. Would you rather have Payton Turner or David Ojabo?
At least David Ojabo has, I don't know how he did with the Ravens, but he is injury riddled as Payton Turner.
I'll tell you what, David Ojabo at least had 12 tackles last year. Not crazy. He hasn't had a bunch of sacks actually, but I would still rather have David Ojabo. And David Ojabo signed at 1.4 million. dollars this year.
Maybe that one's a wash, but we'll move
would
on.
you rather have Payton Turner or Josh Uche?
I would take Josh Uche based on, at least in the past, he's done something.
Yep. Production in the past, whether it was last year or not, at some point in his career, he's actually had production that you can at least base something off of. And he's played in football games. He's actually worn a helmet. Would you rather have Payton Turner or Azeez Ojulari? Even though he didn't have a great season, he's had production. Who would you rather have?
These guys, they can defend the run, but I think as a pass rusher, I'll take him as depth. Honestly, I'll take Azeez.
Another guy that signed for $1.4 million. Those are the three that I have here. There's a lot more, but I don't know if you guys would know all these guys.
I'll give you another one. Derek Barnett re-signed with the Texans for like $5 million. How about you just pay a couple million more and upgrade?
Wait a second, Jeff. You said for $5 million. You're naming a $5 million guy?
Yeah, like spend a couple more million. By the way, they could have restructured. I want to say this real quick. They could have restructured Goff more and saved 13 more. So you could have gotten a better player at edge. But go on. Who are the names?
Well, I was going to say, can I give you a guy under five? Can I give you a guy under $5 million?
Yeah.
Technically 1 year, $4 million with incentives to get up to $6 million potentially, but a $4 million guy. How about this name? I think a lot of people are familiar with this name. Al-Quadin Muhammad. His contract's 1 year, $4 million with $2 million in incentives.
I'll take him over Payton fucking Turner. I'll take him over Payton Turner.
Like you said, you pay $2 or $3 more million. Oh, look who you have. Oh, whoa, AQM's back. Whoa.
Yeah.
How about that?
Mm-hmm.
And Aaron said all those guys are at the same store. Okay, you could say they're at the same store, but the difference is Payton Turner does not have production in his career. And he's coming off a year where he's been hurt. He hasn't played football since 2024.
He's more dollar store. Maybe these guys are like 5 and below. Maybe
yeah,
5.
because like Azeez Ojulari or whatever his name is, he like has produced in his career.
How
and he
Epinesa?
Played.
Epinesa signed.
AJ Epinesa. What was his price though?
Like couple million. I mean, it wasn't.
Yeah, I would rather side AJ Epinesa. Dude, I'm so confused on why Brad gets guys like this. I'm so confused why other teams will go out there and just get some dudes for really cheap, and you never get the dudes for really cheap. You always get like these random guys who are like, "Hey, you know what? Hey, we'll be a charity store. We'll give you your,
well,
you can come revitalize your career here," and they never do. Besides AQM did, but
it's like you're trying to fill in. Like, let's say, Brad just bought a home and you're trying to fill out that home with like garage sale stuff. Well, not completely. Maybe you have some nice things in there already. Like, we'll get like an 8 and maybe you got like a nice flat screen, 70-inch, 80-inch TV. That's like Aiden. You got like you got some sweet, massive couch, expensive and everything. That's like Panay. You got some nice things, but then you're like, we're going to fill the rest with like garage sale things. You know what I mean? We're going to go get like random shit that people have tossed around for years and broken and fixed again, broken, fixed again for cheap. And we're going to fill out the rest of the home. It's like, what are we doing, Brad? And honestly, this has been, I shouldn't be surprised. We shouldn't both be surprised. This has been what he's done since he got here. And I think Brad, and I have to start by saying this because if you don't, people are going to freak out. Here's the reality of it. Brad can draft. He could draft. Okay. I'm still going to say that. I know 2-year draft class ago wasn't good, but for the most part, he's capable of drafting. Okay. But when it comes to free agency, the dude will not spend. I mean, he will not spend. Through the last 5 years, we'll give you a 5-year data to kind of analyze here. 5 years, the Lions have ranked in bottom half of the NFL in free agency spending. 5 years. We're talking when they had money. We're not talking about recently when they don't have money. When they have money, they've spent bottom half of the league in free agency. Eagles, they've always been top half of the league. Rams, top half of the league. A lot more other teams, top half of the league. We're not saying you got to spend the most. We're not saying you have to be the Patriots. We're not saying you have to be the Seahawks and try and, not re-sign your own guys and spend all this money in free agency and free agency win Super Bowls. No, that's not what we're saying. What I'm saying is I understand drafting your guys and re-signing them. I get it. You draft good players. You have to re-sign them. What I'm saying is you can't be bottom half in the league in free agency spending and expect to draft your way to a Super Bowl. That just does not work. And now you're in a tougher spot because you don't have as much money. But we're talking like it goes back years. He just doesn't. The biggest class they had was 2023, actually, after they made the NFC Championship game. I believe it was 2023. And they got injured that year, and he just went back. I think 2023, they were actually top half of the league, I'm pretty sure, that offseason. And that was it. And then bang, see you later. So I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't be surprised. And yeah, like Tyler said, bottom half of the league with rookie contracts, dude. I mean, they went into the season, guys, with like 25 million in cap space before. It's like, what are you putting it in your savings account? I mean, what are we doing here, dude? Like,
at least if you're going to keep the money, at least just disperse it out to Lions fans.
I mean, yeah, it's like, yeah, dude, like, it's not like
give us all, what are those checks that the president always gives out? What are those called?
Oh,
like when COVID was going on, everyone started getting like those.
I didn't get one. I never got one of those.
I got one. I thought everyone got one. I thought it was like
I might have got one of those.
Every human on the planet, stimulus check.
Stimulus package.
Every human on the planet. I guess not every human on the planet, but in America got a stimulus check. Just give a Lions fan stimulus checks if you're not going to spend the money. You know what I mean? At least we'll be happy with $1,000 or something.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll take it.
Brad was tossing money at the time and do like a Roth IRA and like trying to be financially. So it's like, dude, this money you can spend. Oh, cool. All right, Adam Schefter notification. No Lions news.
Dude, you scared me there. I thought, dude, that freaked me out. Man.
No, I was just checking if it maybe my date
froze, and then I was like, wait, he's not frozen. Like he's frozen himself. Like
it's so ridiculous. And by the way, like even the teams that draft really well always have like an acquisition or something they look at. Like the Eagles, they draft, and people are going to hate it, but I'm bringing up the Eagles. Too bad. The Eagles, they draft really well. But guess what? They had an A.J. Brown trade at one point. They have a Saquon Barkley signing. They have these – the Rams have their own little sprinkles of good acquisitions. The 49ers, they traded for Trent Williams at one point. What's the big one for the Lions here? Like, what have they brought in? They've drafted some good players, but they have never made – David Montgomery, I think you could argue, is their biggest signing.
Yeah, but he's an RB2 at that point. You know what I mean? Like right away, RB2.
I can't do it anymore, man. I'm just sick of it, dude. And I'm not saying the Lions are going to lose fucking, double-digit games. What I'm saying is we're talking Super Bowl. We're trying to get to and win. We're trying to have a parade down Woodward. In this offseason and just these stack of off seasons have not made me feel better about that. Okay.
I think it's just one of those things where I don't think you're asking, and I don't think a lot of people are asking for $20 million guys or even like $10 million guys.
Not at all.
I think it's more so like, hey, if you are going to get depth, if you're not going to get a player that's proven themselves, like, the Izion type of player. Am I ever saying that name right? Do I keep saying that wrong?
I think it's like Izion, but then again, like, let me be real. Like I like Izion good, but if he's starting, like you could
but he's not going to. But that's what I'm talking about with depth, though. If you're going to spend $1.5 million to $2 million on a depth piece, like I'm guessing Payton Turner is going to be a minimum $1 million to $1.5 million. At least use that money with someone who has been playing football.
Playing
like
football.
Izion has been playing. He was playing for the Bucks. He's created turnovers, and he's been a guy that's proven like, hey, you could pay me a couple $1 million. I'll come off the bench for you, and I'll step up in moments when you need someone else to step up if someone goes down. And he's proven that. But I think it's one of those things where I think a lot of Lions fans and people are just tired of the depth that you get just being – I don't want to say guys off the street because that's disrespectful, but essentially a guy who hasn't played football in over almost 2 calendar years now. And you're spending $1 million on him and you're being like, oh, well, man, we got to watch our money because, like, watch your money. You're wasting $1.5 million. You're wasting it. It's just like you wasted it when you gave Davenport $7 or $8 million. Just like you wasted it when you gave Davenport 2 or 3 last year. You're wasting it on guys that you're like, I hope maybe if they get back to where they are, it's a great stop with the steals, man. I don't care about guys with high ceilings and steals that are injured. No one does. I would rather have a guy with the ceiling here that plays football than a guy that doesn't play in the ceiling up here. That's just me. If I'm spending money on something, I want to get something back from it. I'm not going outside and just pooping out money and flushing it down the toilet. Brad's sitting out here being like, we need to make sure that we're saving money. Like, he's the bargain shopper. No, he's not even bargain shopping. When you sign a guy like Payton Turner, you're wasting the money. There's no bargain. You're burning money in front of our faces, and you're laughing at us. You did it with Davenport the last 2 years. And again, no one's mad that you're getting a cheap guy. You need these depth pieces. People are mad that these cheap guys that you're getting haven't played football in over 12 months, dude. Spend money on guys that will play for you. I would take $100,000 and I'll lace it up, man. At least I'll be healthy and I'll lace it up.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, it's my biggest issue with the Lions, if I'm being honest, in Brad Holmes, more specifically Brad Holmes, is you're not giving. Honestly, maybe I need to start taking this angle. You're not giving Dan Campbell, even Kelvin Shepherd, might I add. Okay. I'll even throw him in here because that defensive side of the ball, that ain't winning you a Super Bowl, man. That defense right now is constructed. Even if you tell me, well, we're going to get Akeem Mesidor, I don't give a flying you-know-what. They're not winning a Super Bowl with that defense right now. So if you want to keep having this cheap, trying to sign guys, give flyer deals out and see if it works out, good luck. You're going to come up with the same result every time. And you might hit one, but for the most part, it's going to be the same result. Roy Lopez, by the way, there you go. You hit one. Great. Didn't really matter much because you didn't have any other positions figured out as it is, like DN2. You didn't have that figured out. So this approach will not win a Super Bowl. And my fear is, and Justin Rogers put this out, the heavy lifting is in free agency is likely done for the Lions. That's his opinion. And he actually commented and he said, I mean, we're 2 weeks in, the heavy lifting is done for most of the league. This is how the NFL free agency works. Flurry and then trickle. So I'm going to be honest, like, I'm kind of getting to a point, like, are they going to add more? Yeah, they have to. They have to fill out a roster. But, like, what I'm referring to is, like, you know what I'm saying? That, like, a dude. Like, adding, I don't even know if they would qualify it as a dude, but, like, Cam Jordan, Joey Bosa. I don't know if those guys are coming to save you. And I don't. I have this feeling we're going to have this whole, like, rookie DJ Wanham, Payton Turner, Ahmed Hassanin, and then who do they have? They signed like a defensive lineman. They re-signed Miles Adams. Like they're going to have this random bunch of dudes.
Well, how about this? I'll make you a deal. If they sign Joey Bosa or Cam Jordan, I think you should shave your head.
Absolutely not. I'm not doing that. I'm not going down that road again. How about, but I will say,
not mine.
But I will say is
I love Jeff so much. Hey, bro, you're the funniest dude of all time, bro.
Hey, what I will say, and I actually agree with this comment. Like, by the way, like, what was the heavy lifting? By the way, was that Cade Mays, right? That had to be Cade Mays.
Cade Mays is like the heaviest they got, physically and and figuratively.
Yeah, no, I mean that. Yeah, he's the heaviest signing. It's just can't do it anymore, man. I mean, like, free up money if you're capable of doing it, dude. I mean, it's really not that it's not much to ask. I mean, like you said, we're not asking you to sign and trade for Max Crosby and trying to get another $30 million edge rusher. I'm just trying, just go sign somebody worth a damn. That's it. Okay. Just sign somebody worth a damn. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, I'm just over it. So you don't think they're done? Like, not what I mean by done is like
I don't think
Jordan, Joey Bosa could come here.
I still think there's a chance. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say there's not a chance. I see what you're saying. Of I'm a crazy man, so me in the back of my mind. You know how
you're
my brain
optimistic.
works.
I'm being pessimistic.
Yeah, and I'm always optimistic. So I'm gonna, until those guys are signed elsewhere, I'm gonna always in the back of mind be like, Brad could be talking to those guys like that. They could be in play. So that's in my mind. I'm hoping that that's the case. Probably not. Typically, I always think that, and I'm wrong when it comes to things like that. So I hope I'm right this time. But I understand what Justin's saying, where majority of the heavy lifting is done in free agency, and realistically, like I think offensive line wise, I know some people might not like what they did at the tackle position. I still think if you draft the tackle in the first round, I think this offensive line, I think Brad approached it with outside of going after one of the top tackles or keeping Decker. I think he approached it the best way he could have this offseason so far in free agency. So I think he's done well there. But I think D-line wise, I think he could have been more aggressive. I think that's the issue is I think he's just like, and I know he has to spend money on players in house, but you could still be aggressive and do that. And I think Brad is just very, very like passive when it comes to that. And it feels like he's scared to just like make that move. And that was like the conversation we had yesterday with the Dan and Brad thing, to where it feels like maybe Dan, I know there's this thing with Lenny and people don't want to believe it, but maybe Dan wants Brad to make those moves because Dan wants a Super Bowl roster and Dan wants to go as a coach. You're like, I want to win a Super Bowl. And Brad's very passive and he's not that aggressive when it comes to that. And you see most of the GMs, Jeff, you know this firsthand. We've talked about it. Most of the GMs that have won Super Bowls over the last 10 years, how do they get there? They became aggressive in free agency and trades and in the draft, getting aggressive, trading up for guys they like. Brad's a passive guy outside of the draft. In the draft, he's very aggressive. But anything else hasn't been that aggressive, which is, I don't want to say it's concerning, but it's definitely something to see or
if
to
if
kind
you
of
think
take note
about
of.
it, is this like this just came to my mind. I understand Brad's more comfortable in the draft, but wouldn't it be maybe a little more, and I understand the salary part of it, like rookies make less than like proven players, but if you are trading up in the draft to draft somebody, there is still a lot of uncertainty with how that player is going to be in the NFL. You don't know what they're going to work out or not. You'd think that free agency, when you know a dude is a dude, or at least not a dude like Max Crosby, I'm not saying that, but at least like to what we were talking about earlier, a guy who's produced, wouldn't you feel more comfortable like trading or signing a guy that's already proven on top of the draft? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that you do one or the other, you do both, but like, you know, does that mean, like, it seems like he's more comfortable with the unknown in the draft, which he's an expert at, but it's like, dude, like, you know, these guys in the NFL, like, you know, some of these guys are bringing in, you know what they bring to the table. Like, but you take a chance on Marcus Davenport. It's like,
what's crazy to me?
What? Stupid.
It is dumb. It's a weird logic. I do think there's like, it's not that, in my opinion, the thing that I hear a lot too is people will be like, well, you guys knew what Brad is going to do. He's told us all along. Just because he's told us doesn't mean anyone agrees with what he's doing. We're very much aware that Brad's been very clear about, I'm not going to go out and spend a lot of money and do all this in free agency and make trades. We're all aware of that. He's still wrong in the fact of the way I think he's approaching it. He should be more aggressive when it comes to this stuff. He should have restructured Penei's contract, gotten more money, and added a Cam Jordan or a Joey Bosa on top of who he already has. He should have done that. If you're serious about winning a Super Bowl, you do that. And you figure it out later. But you would think in year 5 and after missing the playoffs and getting bounced in the first round and losing the NFC Championship game, at some point something would help him be aggressive, and boom, it clicks a little bit. But it hasn't been the case. It's really interesting because remember Klotz was like, me and him had that argument in the season. I guess it was kind of an off-air argument, but it was one of those where Klotz wanted them to lose, and I was like, what do you like? Why would you want your team to lose? And he goes, well, it's going to make Brad, want to do more things and want to be more aggressive, want to do this. And then what was the pushback that me and you had? I think you were on my side a little bit. We were like, just because they lose and don't make the playoffs doesn't mean Brad's going to change the way he does it. And Klotz is like, yeah, he will. He'll have no choice. He'll have to do it. He's going to have to go out there and spend money. He's going to have no choice. And what has he done? Missed the playoffs, and he's still signing injured guys. And he's still kind of approaching it in the same sense. Now, has there been a little bit of a change to where he has let guys go like Josh Pascal and Marcus Davenport, hopefully now, and AQM and Anzo, and he has kind of turned a little bit where it's like, hey, we are going to let some guys walk? Yeah, he has. But he still hasn't gotten aggressive in signing and bringing guys in. He's more so just let guys go, and now he's going on even cheaper deals and maybe even less talent.
I agree. I mean, it's they were never maybe Dan from a coaching perspective. I know he changes. He's always going to adapt. And you see it like when I don't know about the Kelvin Shepherd stuff, but for the most part, Dan's pretty adaptable with a lot of that stuff. I don't know how adaptable he is with, going for it on fourth down, but that's another conversation. But Brad Holmes will never, like, that dude is, and I get it. Like, I'm not saying it's tough, because if you're in his position, you're like, this is what I think is right. And we've had success up until, in 2023, they had so much momentum. It's like, this is what worked for us. But that's where the adaptability comes in. And you're like, okay, we're in a different phase of the window now. We're working with less money. We have to be smart, see if we can convince guys to sign 1-year deals. And there's so many guys that sign 1-year deals that were not that expensive, and they just passed over. And I think the Lions are at a point now where they're an attractive destination. Like, you can't tell me if some of these 1-year deals, these guys that got brought in, wouldn't have picked up the phone for the Lions. Like, and been like,
they 100% would have.
do
you hear how some of these guys talk about the Lions when they get here and why they chose to come here?
And I know not everyone can be Lions. I understand that. But you're telling me like 80% of the league can't be Lions? I mean, come on. There's guys out there that fit the Lions MO that signed elsewhere. Like, I don't understand it. But I do want to get to this NFL.com power ranking. It's post-free agency power ranking. Or I guess, power rankings after free agency so far, I guess. And we'll see where the Lions rank. And we'll tell you if you disagree. And I actually have where they rank in the NFC. So we'll rank on that. We'll talk about that. Number 1 in the NFL and number 1 in the NFC is the Seahawks currently. That's where NFL.com has them. By the way,
who made this, by the way?
Eric Edholm, lead draft writer, I guess.
Not familiar with Eric.
Not familiar. But the Seahawks are number 1, which
kind of looks like Carson Beck.
You probably should. Yeah, let me see this guy.
Oh, maybe not.
Carson
Zoomed
Beck,
out. Carson
Daniel
Beck,
Jeremiah had a baby somewhere in there. Danny Parkins from Fox Sports, shout out to him, probably somewhere in that equation. Seahawks number 1, number 2.
Bro?
Danny Parkins.
Yeah, somewhere in that equation. I mean, are they all having?
Yeah, they're all having a baby. Yeah.
That was the craziest comment. By the way, Seahawks should not be number 1. It should be the Rams. Seahawks lost guys. So many of them.
They're probably, I guess it's respect for the Super Bowl, but I agree with you. I mean, the Rams.
They should be like 5th, to be honest.
The Rams are the better team. They're number 1 right now.
For sure.
I think, right? They had a Trey McDuffie, Jalen Watson. I mean, they did pretty good. So, I agree with that. Denver Broncos at 3, traded for Jalen Waddle, which honestly was a lot. But I like the trade. It was a lot. They overpaid.
Actually, did you see
trade.
The breakdown of the trade and the value of the picks and stuff that they gave up? Did you see that?
No, I did. I just saw
it. Was essentially valued out as like the 25th overall pick in the draft. And I actually, if I'm being honest with you, Jeff, if I'm the Broncos or if I'm a team like the Broncos, which they have already a filled out roster, like they're a Super Bowl contending roster already. What was some of the things that they were missing? It was weapons offensively.
Yeah.
If I'm them, like at 25 overall, you're not going to probably get, and I know they didn't have they had the 29th pick, but the value of a 25th pick in this year's draft, you're probably not going to get a Jalen Waddle level guaranteed player. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So if you're a Super Bowl contender like the Broncos, which they are, and they don't have that many holes, I would have done the same exact trade for Jalen Waddle, knowing like, hey, in the next 2 years, we're trying to win a Super Bowl and we're in that window right now. That's one of our holes. It's like the same thing with the Rams and, the 2 corners that they got from the Chiefs. It's like, hey, this is our hole.
They're going in, which I respect.
So I actually really like the trade of Jalen Waddle. And I know like you in the group chat we're in, people didn't like the comp for it. The comp is actually really good if you actually look at the value. Someone posted it. It was Albert Breer, and you know how each draft pick has like a certain amount of points value wise when they do trades. It valued out the points to what they gave up as a value to the 25th pick. So I think Jalen Waddle, if you're taking him at 25th overall this year, and you're a Super Bowl contender,
I would do
that's perfect.
That's fair. If it's put like that, it's fair. They have 7 remaining draft picks. I mean, that's still crazy too.
They're in a good spot.
Bills made moves too. I mean, DJ Moore and Bradley Chubb. It's pretty good. So they should be up there, certainly. 49ers, Mike Evans. Yeah, I mean, they added some moves. I mean, we'll see. They got it. They got some other things they got to figure out. Trent Williams, but I don't know. They're always
how much Trent is like do this. It's gonna be like 40 something million.
Yeah, and there's stuff going on with him. Bryce Huff just retired. I know that for whatever reason. Mike Evans is there, which is good. They needed like a reliable guy, but also Robert Saleh left. So I think that's kind of massive. And we saw what happened last time he left. It was a disaster. So I don't know. I don't know what to make of the 49ers. But Bosa will be back. Their first round pick will be back. So Fred Warner will be back. So I guess I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. You know, they're usually pretty good. Ravens, I mean, I can't say I disagree.
They lost Tyler Linderbaum. I guess Trey Hendrickson puts them at that spot no matter what. They did lose some pieces though, which is tough.
They did. Yeah, they did. I like the Trey Hendrickson signing. But you know, it is. But did you see the Max Crosby when he was talking about it on his pod?
I watched the whole hour, dude. It was so interesting.
Dude, it sounds like they just boned him, dude.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
If I was Max too, I would have been mad. A lot of people were like going back at Max, like, why are you still talking about it? But if I was him, I would too. It's like he was in the Ravens building and Eric DeCosta like didn't talk to him for like 4 hours. And he's like, dude, where's the GM? And he said Eric like came up to him, was weird, and like, oh yeah, this is bad news. Like that's just weird. If you haven't watched it later tonight, go. Max he actually broke it down. Did you watch the whole hour?
No, I didn't.
He broke it down like all the way from like hotel rooms that he was staying in, what he was thinking, like what the calls that he was having in regards to it. Like it was very, very interesting, dude. The process. He started the story from he was having his sobriety party in Las Vegas, and he was on his way. Dude, Jeff, did you see the UFC part? He was on his way to the slap thing, the UFC thing, and he got in his car to leave, pulled out of his driveway, got to the end of his driveway, got a call from Spy Tech, and he didn't pick up. He said he froze because he was so like, oh my gosh, like this is happening. He froze. Agent called him. He answers his agents instead of Spy Tech, says, you're going to the Ravens. Dude, he's on his way to a UFC event. Gets off the phone with him, off the phone with Spy Tech. He said Dana White called him instantly because he said as soon as he hung up with Spy Tech, he started getting ESPN alerts. Crosby traded, and he was like shook. He was in his car on his way to UFC, and then he said he had to call his boys and be like, "Hey, Audible,
I just got traded.
I can't show up to UFC. This would be too crazy." So he just went home, and he said it was like the craziest. Like, dude, when you hear those stories, puts it into perspective. Like, he was in Vegas forever, and then they screwed him. Like, he goes through, breaks down the whole story. It's crazy, man. By the way, too, half of the Ravens roster is just in New York now. I just thought of that.
Yeah, that's another thing. They did lose a lot, so I don't.
6 is too high.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree with that.
They lost their fullback.
Yeah, well, they lost to what? They lost likely Linderbaum. Maybe some defensive players that I can't.
I could just pull up the Giants roster right now. We could just go down the list.
Name like 5 guys.
Patrick Ricard. Oh, that's the fullback. Sorry. Calvin Austin was on this. We go do this later. Yeah, there's just a lot of guys.
Number 7, the New England Patriots. Elijah Vera Tucker, they signed Romeo Doubs, Tremont Jones, Kevin Byard. I actually don't mind some of these moves. I know Elijah Vera Tucker's been injured, but he's pretty good. But I don't know. It's a risk, though. Remember we were talking about, I mean, at least he's done something, but like they gave him a bag and he's been injured.
Yeah,
injured. And the Patriots fans hated it. And I think Romeo Doubs is a little overrated. I think he's a good wide receiver, like 2, but he ain't a number 1.
You know what's crazy? I don't like what they did in the wide receiver room.
No, I don't either.
You lose Stephon Diggs and you replace Stephon Diggs with Romeo Doubs. And I don't think Romeo Doubs is bad, but he's not a number 1 in my opinion, which there are people in this league who think he is and look at him as a 1. I don't. I thought that they were going to, and maybe they make a move for an A.J. Brown because of the connection with Mike Vrabel. Maybe that's still on the table, and they go A.J. Brown and Romeo Doubs.
Did you see they had one like lined up, they were saying, or something?
You know who put that out?
Ricky
Scoops. He said after June 1.
Ricky Scoops said it, so I'm gonna keep an eye on it.
So yeah, that's the only thing I'll push back on is that wide receiver room. I think they got worse in the wide receiver room, which and that was a room, in my opinion, they needed to get better at.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you see, they couldn't get open against not Christian Gonzalez, any of the DBs, and it got Christian Gonzalez on the Patriots. I meant,
So you at their practices, dude?
No, you have to practice. No, but like Witherspoon, the DBs they have over there. I know who do they have? Tariq Woolen was playing football. The other corner they got, they actually re-signed him, Josh Jobe or whatever his name is. Those guys couldn't get open, man.
Tariq Woolen was playing football.
Yeah,
it's funny, man.
He was. But yeah, they don't have receivers, so they need more in that wide receiver room. The Houston Texans are next, which I actually I like. I think the Texans are making moves, man. It just depends if CJ Stroud stinks or not, to be honest.
Yeah. Only question mark is that O-line. They've actually gotten rid of a lot on the O-line, but I'm with you.
Did they see what they added though?
Offensive line wise, I didn't see. Who have they gotten on the O-line?
They added like a whole. I'll tell you because let me make sure I get this right. They built like a whole new O-line.
See, I didn't know that. I thought they were getting rid of guys to draft new guys.
They signed. They signed Braden Smith at right tackle.
Okay,
who's a pretty good right tackle.
Yeah.
They signed Wyatt Teller at guard.
Browns. That's a great. I did not know he went to the Texans.
They brought back Trent Brown, offensive tackle. He's all right. And then Ed Ingram was really good for them as a guard. So they really just need probably a center. And
who's their center?
I don't think they have really one because they traded Juice away.
Scruggs.
They got Evan Brown over there. But yeah, they actually built like at least their tackle, their right tackle, and their guards are pretty good.
Kudos to them. I didn't know they got Teller too. I knew he signed somewhere. I didn't realize it was the Texans.
They'll draft like Jake Slaughter, draft a center at some point. Maybe your boy Pat Coogan or Logan Jones, one of these centers, and they'll be pretty good. So yeah, Texans are up there. They got Dave Montgomery, of course. So that's a good trade for them. Bears are at 9. We talked about this. I thought the Bears free agency was kind of meh. I mean,
yeah, I just think the thing with the Bears, they were
kind of lateral in my opinion, except for Kobe Bryant. I like Kobe Bryant, but
yeah, they were already a top 10 team, I think, coming out of the season. So for them to drop out of the top 10, I think they would have had to done something drastic, and so that's why I think they're still on this list.
Yeah, Eagles at 10. So no Lions yet, and so far we're 1, 2. Let's see, 3, 4, 5 NFC teams so far. 5 NFC teams. We're at the Eagles at 10. Which honestly, the Eagles, I don't even remember what the Eagles even did.
They lost Jalen Phillips to see there in a Kobe Dean Reed.
They did
get Tariq Woolen. Yeah.
But you know what the Eagles have been in right now? They've pushed so much money back that I think right now it's catching up to them now. They kept pushing money back and they signed Saquon, extended Saquon, and they did all this stuff with the money. I think now it's finally catching up a little bit where they're like, it's getting a little more difficult. They signed Tariq Woolen, but they basically.
But do you know what's crazy about that though?
With that money, what?
That like they kept pushing money back like that, and like the crazy thing about it, they won a Super Bowl.
I mean, yeah, that's fair.
They kept pushing the money back and adding more and more and more and more and more pieces. And guess what? With the people that are like, hey, Booner, Jeff, you can't push the money back and add all these pieces. And
they restructured everybody.
Everyone. And they won. And guess what? They won a Super Bowl because they were able to they were able to go crazy in free agency for a couple years and add pieces. They drafted really well. And they won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, they did it. Yeah, they did. I mean, people can hate that, but just the reality, man. I mean, they really did. I mean, Howie Roseman's been doing this for years. I mean, he's been doing it for years. But Chargers are on here at 11. I mean,
I said Chargers. I don't think the Chargers got bad, man.
Yeah, you know what? I guess they're not. And they're going to have Joe Alton or Rashawn Slater healthy, so that's obviously a bonus. They signed your boy, Biadish.
Yep.
Tyler Biadish. They got Cole Strange. I don't even know what Cole Strange has been doing, but they got Mike McDaniel. I mean, Chargers.
Joe Alt and Rashawn Slater are going to be back.
They re-signed Khalil Mack as well.
I thought they also got a weapon too, a new weapon. Am I wrong on that?
No, you might actually. That sounds right.
No, they didn't. They have Marion Hampton, Ladd, Quentin Johnson, Trey Harris.
I guess they just like their guys right now. Watch, they'll probably draft like probably a defensive end or something.
They should draft a wide receiver.
Because they let Odafe or whatever, Owe go in free agency, the guy they traded from the Ravens. He went to some team and they paid him a bunch of money. I forgot what team though. The Chargers got him. Oh wait, no. Where did Odafe go? No, Commanders. That's where he went. Keaton Mitchell.
They added Keaton Mitchell. Yeah, hell yeah. Come on now.
Yep. At 11, so the Chargers 12, the Jags. The Jags really didn't do anything. This is their cap strapped. I forgot there was a quote by I like their GM a lot. He's a young guy, James Gladstone. He said something. He looks like Ninja, to be honest with you. I don't know if he literally looks like Ninja. He's probably the same age as him, but he had something about free agency. I forgot what did he say? He had some quote on free agency that people just he said that the Jags are prioritizing compensatory picks over big spending in free agency. So they were willing to let a bunch of guys walk and not sign that many people just to get compensatory picks, which is a weird strategy after you go 13-4. But yeah, so I don't know what the Jags are. That's a weird approach there, but cool. Shout out to James Gladstone. Pittsburgh Steelers at 13. Yeah,
that whole comp pick thing that was interesting to me. I've never heard a GM
openly goes, yeah, we just want to take the comp picks.
I've never heard a GM do that before. I guess it's a strategy. I guess we just never have seen it.
It is a strategy for sure.
He loves his picks. Remember, I don't know if did you watch the behind the scenes stuff?
I saw clips of him, but I saw clips of him doing his thing over there.
I watched the whole video. He's very, very good and very interesting. Has a I would say like a young and very, I don't know, like an analytical mind, I guess is how I would say. And so I could see it makes sense when I hear he's looking just to get 1 million comp picks. So in one draft, he could probably have like 20 picks and trade all of them. Makes sense.
I mean, I guess some of those picks you could package for players. I don't know. We'll see what the Jags end up doing there. Steelers, get them out of my face right now. I mean, get them out of my face. Get them out of my face. I think Pittman was I like Pittman. I like Michael Pittman. I think he's just a good guy, solid player. You just know what you're getting with him. Rico Dowdle was a good signing. They got Jaquan Brisker. They added Jamel Dean. Like, they got younger in their secondary because they were old and washed. It's really if Aaron Rodgers is coming back.
Except for that quarterback, man.
I'm not taking the Steelers serious, man. I'm just not. I'm not a.
It's crazy that they're actually like this is nuts.
Yeah, and by the way, no Lions yet. So
that's what I'm saying. This is insane. There's no way the Steelers are ahead of the Lions in a power rankings tonight, right now.
And then you have 14, the Kansas City Chiefs, which I guess Justin Fields and Kenneth Walker gives them some juice, I guess.
The Chiefs at 14 is nuts, dude.
Yeah, they got
this 14. Is a power rankings, right? Like best teams in football.
Post free agency, yeah.
The Chiefs should be top 8 after adding Kenneth Walker. I guess their corners are an issue now.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. They have 2 first-round picks, though. So, I don't know. And then at 15, the Green Bay Packers. Oh, wow. Packers and Bears are ahead of the Lions so far. Here we go. According to NFL.com. I don't know if I think this NFC North is really close. I don't think the Bears. I mean, the Bears are all the way at 9? Like, okay. I mean, they did make moves, I guess. But 9's whatever. And then 16 is the Lions. And it's not just teams that spent money, because look at the Panthers. They're 17. They spent a lot of money. So I think it's more about what's actually power rankings, I guess, because they should be higher then, because they spent Jalen Phillips and Devin Lloyd, which honestly is 2 pretty good. Jalen Phillips is overpaid, but Devin Lloyd's a good signing. But the Lions are at 16, and they put there are two huge holes at premium positions just staring the Lions in the face. They need a left tackle. That's obviously a big one, and it looks like Larry Borum is their current starter. Getting Cade Mays and Juice to help inside is nice, but the O-line isn't the strength it once was. Edge rusher is another massive question mark. I'd argue Detroit needs at least 2. At present, it's Aiden Hutchinson and the question marks taking the stage, and Motown. Lions are fine in the defensive interior, but losing Al-Quadid Muhammad could end up being one of those sneaky big moves we overlook now, but revisit the season when things don't go as planned. I mean,
16 is crazy, dude. Maybe I'm nuts, but there's no way the Lions are the 16th best team in football right now.
They are
no way.
In the NFC. They're 1, 2. What NFC teams? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th ranked NFC team. They are the 7th NFC team on this list. Which is, I mean, that's a playoff spot, dude.
Yeah,
that's a playoff spot. That's I mean, I don't know about that. I think they'll still contend for the division. My issue is talking Super Bowl, but I think they're right there with the Packers and Bears right now, in terms of to win their division. But I guess if you want to say, well, they have a massive hole at tackle and defensive end, one of the most premium positions in football, I guess, you know what I mean?
But either way, though, I do think, and I know this is where people are like, if you're mad at the Lions for what they've been doing, I think that at the end of the day, when you look at this team, and it was whoever it was that we played yesterday, the video talking about the Lions is like the bounce back team. The core of this team is still the core of this team. And I know we complain and we push back.
Pro players. They got
we push back a lot at this team and what they kind of are building. But realistically, at the end of the day, like, guys, this roster is still very good. Like, their top 10 guys in this team are better than some teams' rosters in this league. So, like, there's just no way this is the 16th best team in football. Like, there's no way. Even with what they've have right now, you can't argue that. You cannot.
Yeah, they should be higher than 16. Where would you put them?
I would probably put them at the back half of 10. And I think they're better than the Packers. I'm taking them over the Bears. I know that's not like it's a hot take, but like, you beat the Bears twice, and it feels like that. I would take them over the Chargers still right now. Who's around 12 as well? I just want to make sure. I don't want to.
Jags.
I would put them like kind of in the Jag. I'd put the Jags higher, to be honest. I think the Jags are a good football team.
I'd put them closer to 10.
I'd probably do the back half of 10. Yeah, I think that's a fair argument, between 8 to 11 maybe. Depending on where you're at with them. But 16, like, what are we? That's disrespectful. That makes me think you're just trying to do this to get a click. Which, hey, kudos to you, man. Like, kudos. You got your click.
Yeah, well, yeah, they got my click. So I guess it worked. Silence's Lions aren't a threat until they can prove they can block and they can field a competent defense. And CV Titan says, why not 16? Have we improved this offseason? Question mark. I think it's accurate for what we've done so far. I mean, listen, I don't think you should be 16, but I think you should be closer to 10. I would probably put them in like 10 to 12. Probably, I think they're a top 10 team at the best. I wouldn't put them over the top like other 9 teams in there. I think I would give the Eagles the edge still. They're at 10.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're probably right there. But if you want to argue Chargers, you want to argue Jags, you want to argue Steelers, I'll give you all those. Chiefs, I mean, I'll give you Packers, I'll give you. 16 is a little disrespectful, but like I obviously it's not ideal if you're going into a draft relying on a rookie tackle and a rookie edge to save you. I mean, that's probably not ideal. But yeah. So I guess it speaks to free agency really as a whole. Meme Studios is stupid. ESPN put end of 4th when it was the end of the 3rd. Who's playing? Pistons playing right now, aren't they?
Let me see.
Yeah, they're actually up 20. Oh, they're up 17 on the Warriors.
Are they right now?
Yeah, they are. And Jalen Duren has he's leading the team with 18 points.
There we go. Hey, shout out Jalen Duren, man.
Yeah, that one again, like he has 18 points in 19 minutes. So
no question.
Yeah, exactly.
No
Typical Duren, 18 points in 19 minutes. Yep. Tough timing, eh? Tough timing. Tobias Harris is 6 for 8. Asar's 4 for 9. Duren 7 for 10. I mean, all the guys are shooting well. Dennis Jenkins is playing way better. He's on triple-double watch if he keeps going. Dennis Jenkins. Yeah, he's got 13, 6, and 8. He's doing good. He's doing some work. But, yeah. Karis LeVert, 1 of 7. Shout out Karis LeVert. That's another one. I'm gonna be honest. Like, Karis LeVert's actually played. He's played well last couple games. But that's one of those signings to me where I think I'm like, he hasn't been able to. I thought Karis would be better than what he is. I really did. I liked Karis LeVert a lot, and on different teams. I think he's just his role's reduced here. But yeah, they're deep, man. They're deep. And the Pistons can clinch the playoffs with this win, which is obviously good. Shout out Meme Studio. Yeah. I mean, if they win this game, it'll give them what? They'll be at 51 wins.
I've been in battles with people about the Pistons, and a lot of people don't like to hear season's over. I've learned when you say that, that's a trigger statement.
Yeah, you're pooping on the parade, man. I mean, that's what it is. Blitzing Lion, appreciate the $2. He says, I don't know what Brad's issue is with Edge, LOL. Well, I don't know. I don't know what it is either, Blitzing Lion. I really don't. Appreciate the $2. Phil C says, get well, Anakin. Thanks for the $2. Shout out to Anakin. If you're not feeling well, hopefully you get well, Anakin. We appreciate you, brother.
I think Anakin has, from what I've heard, some like disease or something.
I think he said he had pneumonia.
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah, sorry.
Tyler says Bickerstaff loves Karis like Brad loves injured bargains. It's fair. That's fair. Schiff said they should have still made moves at the deadline. Yep. You see Luka also? ETN said Luka for MVP.
Dude, I've been in this conference. By the way, I think I text you, or no, I didn't. I texted a different group chat about it. I text Tanch about it. Dude, I was at work the other day, like, actually, I felt like I was putting up a good argument for Luka. Like, there's no, every time you hear MVP, all you hear is right now is SGA. There's like, guess what? SGA is not the MVP of the National Basketball Association right now. And I don't think it's like, maybe it's close. Luka Doncic should win MVP. Have you seen what he's done the last like 10 games?
He has been on an absolute tear. And the Lakers have won 8 straight, dude.
Yes. And it's all because of him. And he's averaging like 40 a game right now. Like Jay said, Jaylen Brown. No, Luka's playing so much better basketball right now than anyone in the NBA. He's the best player in the league right now, and it's not close. He just dropped 60 yesterday with ease, and it's not like Bam Adebayo dropping 80 and then the next game having 21. This guy is dropping 60 and then putting up 50 and then putting up 55 and then putting up 44 and then putting up 38 and then putting up 44. And he's doing it while also having like 10 assists and like 12 rebounds every night. And they're winning. Honestly, I'll say this. It's one of the best stretches of basketball that I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, he is.
Ever. Almost in my lifetime. In my lifetime. Like, I remember seeing Steph have a stretch for a while where he was averaging like 50 or 60 or 50 a game, I think it was. And everyone was like, and he was the unanimous MVP. That's kind of what I feel like with Luka right now over the last like 15 games.
Yeah.
I don't know why he's not. Dude, I checked the other day. It was like he was still like plus 1,800 to win MVP. I can check right now and see if it's changed.
1,500 on FanDuel after 60 points.
Bro, how disrespectful is that? He's averaging almost like 34 a game. It's insane. There's no way SGA should be minus 2,000, dude. There's just no way.
Yeah, I think honestly, Luka should already have an MVP award. He should.
He should have. I think it was 2 years ago. He should have had.
Yeah,
he
should have had one already. He's a freak. I mean, he's doing it on. I mean, SGA is very efficient, but like Luka's very efficient too, dude. He's shooting almost 50%. I know SGA shooting like 50+%, but look at the attempts he's taken too. It's ridiculous. I mean, all right, let's bring on our good friend here, Lukas Klotz. All right,
come on now.
Let's bring on the man, the myth, the legend, Klotzy. How you doing,
fellas? How do I sound /here or whatever? How do
you
I
sound?
sound?
Fine.
Okay, perfect.
You sound /here really good.
Hey, I don't know if you heard, Klotz. The Lions got Payton Turner, former first-round pick, injured everywhere on his body, missed more games than he's played. I don't know if you heard or anything.
It'll be like a good Nate Lynn replacement.
He doesn't have a pulse, is what we're hearing for the most part.
But I mean,
first-round pick.
At least Brad can say that he addressed the defensive end position this offseason. So boxes checked. Checked.
Yeah, we were talking about it earlier. Dude. It's depressing. It sucks.
I'm not even like I feel like I would normally just come in here and shit on the player, but it's like it's irrelevant. Like he's probably I would not be surprised if he doesn't make the 53-man roster.
Which is the problem. Like that's
are you surprised? No. We just it's the same thing over and over again for the most part when it comes to the edge.
Hey Jeff, by the way, and then Klotz, to you too. I just put a bet in. You didn't ride the one earlier, and I'll tell you what, I gave a 3-leg earlier, and it went 1 for 3. I told you I would give you one a day. I'm not confident in this, but I guaranteed you I would give you one a day.
What's this?
So I just put one in for the last 2 games of the night. It's plus 242. It's no alternate, nothing. It's just straight bets. Are you ready?
Yep.
Just UConn minus 20.5.
Okay.
And Miami money line.
Bet that hit too. That works. Are you at Miami money line? I was thinking that too. Okay,
so just 2. It's super. It's just plus 240. Just Miami money line, UConn minus 20.5. Just two winners to end the night. That's it. That's all.
I can't find UConn for some reason. I got it. Minus 20.5, you said?
Yep. Just roll with it. Let's just ride it out.
Dude, I've probably watched a total of I think I've watched 3 Ohio State games this year. I've watched probably combined 45 minutes of college basketball this year, and I have been smacking. Like
dude, I've watched so much ball, and I've missed every bet, it feels like.
What I've been doing, and this, I mean, I'm getting lucky, obviously, but it's just like the teams that I feel like always kind of struggle that are bigger. I feel like they consistently are like that. Like Kentucky, a lot of the time struggles in that first round. Wisconsin, yeah, they make their runs, but they always have their ceiling where it's like that. That's why I have Arizona winning it, and that's why I'm kind of nervous about that because Arizona always gets bounced early when they're loaded.
Arizona right now looks.
They're nice though, man.
They look good. You had them winning it all.
Yeah.
Hey, watch out.
You have Michigan State in the Final Four too, and you have Michigan losing, and you have Duke losing.
Recency bias. I still don't believe in Duke.
Once Duke gets going, I think their big man is out right now. If they get him back by next weekend, the East, it's over. They're winning the East.
I don't think there's a team. Again, I've watched 45 minutes of college basketball, but from what I've been seeing, I think that there's not a lock. I don't think you can take a lock out of the East right now.
Yeah, no, out of the East, no. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think the whole thing's open, to be honest. Houston, actually, I thought Houston was vulnerable, and then I watched them last night. I've watched them a couple times this year, but they looked good yesterday. They have a freshman, bro, that I've never – he probably took 30 – this is an exaggeration, 30 mid-ranges yesterday, and every one just was wetters or wet. It was like – dude, I don't even know how to explain it, dude. I was just – dude, I you guys need to just watch Houston on Saturday and just – you're going to know the kid I'm talking about. I don't even have to tell you. He just all he does is – little midi, And every time it's automatic. And it's like anytime it would go up, even if a guy's like in his face and it gets blocked, it's just like somehow the ball magnetizes to the rim and goes in. And I'm like, what?
I really wish that St. Louis didn't have to play Michigan next round. That team was fun to watch.
Yeah, the big fella. That was one of the bets last night that I gave Jeff. I gave the big fella 10 points. And Jeff, by the way, they were up 40 and he had 2 free throws to get to 10, the number we needed. And he missed a free throw and he had 9 points. They took him out. And I was like, I thought he made the free throws. So I was like, oh, we won. He's out for the game. There was 7 minutes left. They're up 40. I was like, he's done. I was like, let's go. Then I looked at the box score and he was at 9. And I was like, oh, we lost. And then all of a sudden, rising from the ashes, his coach just threw him back in. And he was just passing the ball, passing it. And then he gets from the logo, bro. Big fella. And I'm like, he chucks it up. And I'm like, oh, and then it smacks. And I was like, oh, my Lord. I was in my bed. I was about to fall asleep.
I woke up to a "we're dead" text, and I checked, and we won. And I was like, oh, no, something must have happened.
What did I text you in the morning? I said, I just made you some generational wealth, bro.
Yeah, we have this thing going. He gave me a bet yesterday, and he said, I'm going to give you one bet, and if it loses, you're done. Because I was like, I'm not betting on March Madness. I'm not putting money into something.
It's
not,
fun,
besides
though.
football. I made it a rule. I'm betting on football, and then I'll throw out some UFC bets sometimes. But I win most of my money on football. Booner's like, I'll give you one. If you win, we'll keep it going. So I'm all with you tonight. I'm still up. I'm still up.
March Madness for me, and this is going to sound nuts. I do look at it as like it's like a bill for me. It's like my phone bill every March. It's like, you know how like you have a yearly subscription of like, I don't know, like I'm going to pay yearly for Adobe, like $200 or like $300, whatever it is. It's like, I know every March when the tournament comes around, I have a bill. It's like, oh, my annual charge, boom. And I know like I'm either going to make money on it or I'm going to lose it. And I'm okay with like, if it's gone, you know.
This chat is crazy. Where was the one comment that had me weak? 3 shades of white us.
Well, I was going to say about you Klotz.
The lighting does me no justice.
Yeah, you blend like right in with your wall, dude.
I have like 5 lights above me, and then the ones that hang that are like I got a lot of lights.
You're whiter than your white walls.
Yeah, I mean, which is on brand. I think I am probably one of the more pale people that step on the face of the foot of this earth right now, especially in the wintertime. Like, again, I got blue veins. You might be able to see them.
Step on the foot of the earth.
Well, you know
what I'm trying to say. I'm rattled, bro. I'm rattled.
Why are you rattled?
There was I just had somebody spread. And I was like sweating it. You know, when it's just like you're just burnt out from a bet and you're just like mentally drained watching the game.
I mean, dude, first play of the day today. So I had Santa Clara money line, and there was the buzzer beater that sent it to OT. My heart dropped.
I was so mad too because I saw them make the 3, and then I was with my buddy watching the game, and he's a big fella. And we're like jumping around to like hype because we both have Santa Clara, and then he's like blocking the TV, going crazy right after that. And I didn't even see what happened. I just saw that went into overtime, and then I just knew when it went into overtime, I knew it was over.
What's crazy is I was watching it on my TV or my computer while I was working. I was like a minute behind, and you know how when you don't realize that you're behind because like commercials or you pause on accident. I was a minute behind, and I started getting alerts of people tweeting out and being like,
especially if you're watching on Paramount too.
Yes, bro. If everyone was tweeting out, I was getting alerts of people like Kentucky, and I'm like, what happened? And then I clicked live, and they're just running, celebrating, and I'm like, oh no,
that was a wild game.
I'm getting killed. By the way, I think it's been unbelievable 2 days so far. I think, by the way, today for the gambling people out there, I think every single over hit today so far. Which is like insane.
The Iowa and Clemson one.
That one was like 120 something. That might have been the first one. That one ended while we were on the show. But I know before we got on the show, every over hit up until the Iowa game.
Nice.
Let me see right now. That was Utah, which that's like unprecedented. They were 128. Let me see what their over under was. 130. That's the first one. They missed it by 3.
Hey, by the way, I did a randomizer of the order for the draft.
Here we
picks.
go.
It's gonna go Booner, me, Klotz.
We trading?
We can if we want.
We'll limit it. I'll keep myself.
No,
on
we can do. We did it with Caleb. I think.
I wrote down my draft order. I wrote down Booner, and then I wrote down me instead of Jeff.
You're third person in yourself.
Third person Jeff. I don't even know.
Let me see. Yeah, it's probably smart to do.
Booner, me, Jeff.
We know what we're picking.
ETN said keep Lukas away from trades. There was the one time we did a mock last year, and Klotz every pick he was like.
Because, dude, there's just those players that I like that I think can fit anywhere. It's just if I'm on the board, I'm trying to get them off. It's fun when I draft them early and it pisses you off. You're like, oh my god, look at what we. I mean, if this were to be posted, we'd be getting grilled right now.
Dude, we did a mock.
Our one last week was.
Oh, it was.
That was
I shout out Caleb. He's probably watching. Dude, well, last week, we've had 2 times. Caleb is a guy that goes out on a limb with some, and when you get done, you go. And like there was the one where like
you gotta respect it though.
Yeah, he drafted every single team he had a couple weeks ago. He just drafted a wide receiver every time.
Yeah, I think he drafted but it just kind of lined up with some that way. But then there was others.
And then, but last week's dude, if you want to go back and look at that, it was insane. Or it was like the worst mock draft of all time. We would have probably got shut down, and we run ourselves.
Oh, let's begin. You start. You start with the easiest draft pick, Booner. No, he goes. It's Booner, me, you, Klotz. 1, 2. No.
No? All right.
Okay.
All right. Well, I guess with the first overall pick is it 2026 NFL draft? Tom Brady and the Raiders will select
Jeremiah. No, I'm just kidding.
Sonny Styles. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. Fernando Mendoza, quarterback, Indiana.
We've been having fun with this. We've been having fun with this Jets pick because
Yeah, they can go so many different directions.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay with the pick that I think me and Booner. I think you're on lockstep with us, assuming you're fandom. I'm just gonna keep it very consistent here, and just go with the player. I mean, I think Arvell Reese is gonna be the second player off. Board.
It's either gonna be him or David Bailey. I think one of the two.
Yeah, it's either one of those guys. So, Klotz, you are up.
All right, this one, Arizona's tricky because they could literally use anything. Like, I don't think they're going to take Jeremiah Love, but I think
that's probably my favorite. Honestly, in the top 3, Arizona's going to be fun because they can go.
Yeah, I think they're one of those picks that really decide how things fall out.
Yeah, I think if I'm them, I'm going to throw like what I would do. I don't even know who their GM is anymore. Is it that bald guy still?
Yeah, it's the bald guy still.
Yeah, we saw him at the combine last year. If I was him and I'm just rebuilding, dude, I would go trenches if I'm him. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I would try to trade out first. Anybody?
I agreed. You're kind of in a rebuild.
Anybody want to pick? I can't trade with myself.
Who do I have? I don't even know who I have. I have Tennessee. I have the Commanders.
Do I have the Chiefs?
You know what? I am the Saints at 8, and I'm gonna call. You don't have to pick up, but I'm calling. I'm calling at 8.
No, I'll listen.
How's it going? It's
that was weird.
It's Mickey Loomis from the Saints. I just I know what you're thinking, right? You probably get your guy at a later spot. How about tell me this? You move down 5 spots. I'm gonna move up, take my guy. I'll give you this first round pick, and I'll give you a second round pick this year. How's that sound?
Give me Jordan Birch too. No, we got a deal. I want Jordan Birch.
Wait, you have Jordan Birch?
No, he's on the. Oh wait, I do have Jordan Birch.
I'll take.
If Mickey Loomis is like, yeah, you can have him. You can have him.
Let's hang up the phone. Yeah, deal.
All right, cool. So so you move. So you're trading bang. You go Saints. I'll give you 8. You give me 3. I'll give you 42, and probably something else. But we'll just roll with this.
Help that boy shuck out.
Bang. I'm at 3, and we're making this move. Let me just hit this real quick.
Who did the Saints trade up for?
Mickey Loomis.
And this goes against Jeff's narrative.
Wait, no, I'm Mickey Loomis. Jeff. I'm not Jeff. I'm Mickey Loomis. Yeah, if I'm the Saints, I'm pulling the trigger. We're getting Jeremiah Love here at 3.
It's a great pick. It's a great pick.
Alvin Kamara.
Can I be honest with you though? Unless the Cardinals were going to take them, I don't know if there was another team. Maybe I guess the Titans.
Chiefs, and they got 2 first-round picks.
And the Commanders.
Commanders too.
Titans.
Honestly, I think any of them with how teams are trying to do 2 running backs, I think he could go anywhere. Not saying that's where every team should, but like even with the Giants, we're like, yeah, we're going to do Jeremiah Love and Scattaboo. What are you going to do about it? Like, you know, and they got neighbors on the outside. They just brought in Isaiah Likely with Harbaugh. Like that would be ridiculous.
It would be nasty.
Don't think.
All right, am I up?
Yes.
Did you?
All right, I have my pick. Can you hit the
Let's go.
All right, with the 4th pick of the 25 draft.
26, but it's all good.
26.
Keep it pushing.
2026 NFL draft. The Tennessee Titans will be selecting David Bailey, edge rusher, Texas Tech.
Bang.
All right,
this is me again. I'm not gonna take too much.
You know what?
Fan, don't you?
I should have went Sonny Styles.
Should have Robert Saleh, Fred Warner.
Yeah, that's where it just hit me. That would have been better.
I'm not gonna take. So I'm just gonna go the Giants here. I'm gonna take Sonny Styles. I'm gonna take Sonny Styles here.
I like that. I would have went a different direction, but that's fine. All right, there's a couple different directions I could go here. First off, open the phone lines. Jeff Shadur. Do you want the keys to Shadur? Too bad. Too bad. You can't have it, but you can have the pick.
No, I'm done.
All right.
I'm good here.
Wait, hold on. Don't go yet. What picks do I have? Can we just scroll so I can see what picks I have? So I have the Commanders, right? I have the Bengals, Commanders. Can you keep going? I have the Rams, the Jets. I don't have the Lions. Okay. I lost track of which ones I have.
All right. Well, the phone lines have closed. All right. Bring the time. With the 6th overall pick, the 2026 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns will be selecting out of the Ohio State University, Carnell Tate.
Carnell Tate?
Yep.
It's a good pick. All
There's
right,
a lot of different areas you can go there.
What is up?
Oh, I'm up. My bad. I'm just trying to still see who I have. I want to make a move, dude. I want to trade. I've been traded up all year.
Where we at?
Move. All right. The Commanders. Who's calling me?
Beach. Pick up. Beach.
Oh.
Beach.
Hello. Hey.
You're going to move down 2 spots. I'm going to give you my 1st rounder, and I'm going to give you like a 5th rounder next year. But God damn it, you're going to accept it. Do you understand? Okay, just make a move here. We both want to see something to happen. You want a guy, but he's probably going to be able to fall. Your whole defense needs someone anywhere. There's going to be a guy there. All right, let's just do this thing. All right.
Can I ask you who you're trading up for?
Yeah. Why would I do that?
What side of the ball?
Why would I do that?
What side of the? I'm going to say no because I have a player in mind.
It's on defense.
You're trading up for defense?
Yeah. Again, you could use anything on defense. You just need help.
You're like shitting out his roster on the phone.
I'm Brett Veach.
Yeah, I'm Brett Veach. You're my bitch, and you need everything.
I built a fucking dynasty. Okay, you had a 1-year run.
Hanging up the phone.
Wow.
Ring the bell. The disrespect.
Wow.
With the 7th overall pick of the 2026 NFL Draft, the Washington Commanders will be replacing Will Harris with Caleb Downs out of the Ohio State University.
Good pick.
Brett Veach is not happy right now.
That's who you're trading up for, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
In my mind, I was like, maybe he's going after a Ruben Bain. Maybe he wants an edge rusher. And then I was like, the Commanders could use a safety. Like they have, and they actually got Meek's a nickel, but they have Sanders still, but they don't have like a legit safety.
Hey, Klotz, how do you got 4 guys in the top 7 drafted?
Didn't win a national championship.
Do you guys remember what I told you when we were at the Michigan and Ohio State game? Do you remember what I told you? Why Ohio State season was going to tank? Remember, I told you, I was like, I don't know if they're going to be able to do it. Going back-to-back is hard. If there's going to be a reason, it's because of Jaden fucking Fielding. missing a 22-yard field goal, 32-yard field goal, whatever it was.
It's the kicker.
My God. Anyways, I think I have back-to-back here. I know who I'm taking. Please ring the chime. You just put me in a bad mood.
All right.
With the 8th overall pick, the Arizona Cardinals need anything. But we're going to address what needs to be done here, okay? And as your boy, Jeff, Mel Kiper, we're taking CC Maui Noah, taking the offensive tackle / guard out of the U. All right.
And then you're up again.
Up on the clock. Trade anybody? Trade?
Nope.
Brett fucking Veach on the phone. Anybody want to trade?
No.
Hold on, I'm trying to see what I have and what I need.
Give me a scroll.
No, good actually.
Go back up where I can see my team needs, please. They're right there the whole time. Got it. All right. Ring the chime.
All right.
With the 9th overall pick, Brett Veach and the Kansas City Chiefs will be selecting Mansour Delane, cornerback out of LSU. They lost
Actually, I don't hate
everything in their secondary. They do not have a single corner that can cover a soul. So get the best guy available at that spot.
Wow. That really just shook me up.
So this is me? At
I
10?
think this is me.
Or no, this is you.
Yes.
Yeah, this is you, Boone.
This is me.
I think, yeah. I think this is you.
All right, you can just hit the mark, please.
Yep.
With the 10th pick, one of the biggest steals of all time in NFL draft history. Bengals were replacing Trey Hendrickson with Ruben Bain.
Come on. Love that pick, Boone. Smart man. Smart man. Using your
Thank you
noggin.
very much. Appreciate it.
Hefe, this is you, or is it me?
You know what, dude? I mean, they need
Is this me or Hefe?
This is Jeff.
I
Jeff's
thought I had
picking.
12, but
You're picking 12. You're picking up 2nd overall, right, or 3rd?
Yeah, 2nd, but I guess
Yes.
it's
Oh,
lining up
Boone, you
like it's-
started it off.
Yeah.
No, we're good. I'm
I'll
tweaking.
do. Oh, this is tough because they need what I want to do right now. You know, what, screw it. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, do it.
I'm doing it. With the 11th overall pick, the Dolphins will be selecting, and this is gonna shock. I'm going with Vega. Give me
Fine.
Wow,
There you
I
go.
think that's a great pick. I think he's going to be really good. I heard Baldy actually talking about how he thinks he's going to be one of the best players in this draft.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a guard. If like guard, they got the running back linebacker narrative to him. All right, this pick's interesting. Anybody want to trade? I hate this pick.
I'm the Lions, correct?
Yeah.
I'll call you.
Wait. I don't know if you are. Yeah, you are.
I'm calling you.
Brad, it's Jerry.
Wait, are you the Lions?
I don't know. Wait, it'd be Klotz, you, me. You, me. Oh no.
Yeah, you
Klotz.
are. Yeah, you
Oh,
are.
am
No,
I?
you are. Yeah.
I don't know.
You're the
Yeah,
Lions.
I'll take the
What-
Lions. So how you doing? Yeah, hi. We're building through the draft here, Jerry. That's why I haven't done shit in free agency. So how about this? I'm going to offer you the 17th overall pick. I'll throw in a future 2nd. You can build your garbage roster, and yeah, and
Well,
maybe I'll slide your son Steven some Hooter girls. We'll make it a deal.
We'll make it a deal on one condition.
Yeah.
I want a 2026 3rd-round pick.
All right.
Oh, don't have one.
I don't have one, pal. so
Ring
hit
the
rock.
chime. My bad. Ring the chime. Ring the chime.
Oh, you're not doing it.
Ring the chime.
Hey, give him an extra, sir. I want to see what you're going to get. No. Brad, do something.
I'll give you.
Get something away, Brad.
You can't say he didn't try. He tried. He made the call. Okay.
Just never gets it done.
All right. Hefe, scroll to the cornerback position, please.
What a bad effort.
Dude, I know Brad. He at least can try. It's being reported Brad tried to trade up.
With the 12th overall pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys will be selecting Jermod McCoy, cornerback out of Tennessee.
All right. You're up, boo.
Guys, you want to trade? So I'm up. Boone's up.
I'm calling again. Reynolds. I'm calling. He's drawing. Less.
What do
Please.
you want, Brad?
Les, my ass is grass, man. My ass is grass. I got a lot of respect for you right now. I got to get this team a fucking player, man. All right. So I get you guys are you got all high and mighty. You're making all these moves. Just move back 4 spots. All right. Move back 4 spots.
What can you give me?
I gave you the 17th overall pick. I don't know if you don't have a second or not. Let's see. No, I can't really tell. But, I'll
Can you give me a 2026 third, Brad?
Deal. I'll make it done.
Do you have a 2026 third, Brad?
I will figure it out. Okay.
You know what? Hey, ring the chime. I'm hanging up. Let's stay out.
Oh,
Come on.
Less, son of a bitch.
Hey, with the 13th pick of the 2026 NFL draft, the Rams will be selecting Monroe Freeling, tackle.
Right, there you go.
Georgia.
You have to take him.
Brad's calling you, even though the draft was already picked. He's calling you just to say.
Brad tried to trade up twice for Monroe Freeling and couldn't get it done. This is unbelievable. And it all goes back to drafting Isaac Tesla for $1 billion third-round picks.
All right, son of a bitch. All right, so I'm the Ravens. This is
So funny, dude.
It's a weird place to be, but you know what? I'm just gonna make this.
Wait, hold on. I might have a trade. Hold on. I need to see who I am real quick.
Yeah, for sure.
No, my ringing first.
How's it going?
I don't even know how to tell you who I am because we currently don't have a GM. But
We literally have 2 minutes left.
I'm the Vikings. I'm the Vikings. I'd like to move up, please.
You know what? You can eat it. You can eat
Can I
it.
actually call for a trade?
What do you want?
I'm the Patriots. Can I please call up from the Patriots? I'll give
What
you.
are the 20
I'll give you
minutes?
next year's first. I'll give you next year's first.
Done.
All right, Patriots.
Done. That's all you had to say.
Like let's think about. Hold on, I'm still. You forgot to hang up.
We already called it into the league. It's over.
Nah, it's not.
We
official
called it
till
in.
Wednesday.
Oh, it's
right.
through. Lions fans are gonna hate me today because I just took Monroe Freeling. Can you give me a little scroll here?
Yep.
Hold on a second. Did I trade up for a guy that's already taken?
See, this is why.
Is Maui Noah off the board? Is Prince Maui Noah off the board?
Yes, the Cardinals.
Yeah, he's been off the board for like 7 picks, dude.
Can we trade back? Can we get back?
Dude,
Hey,
he didn't pass his physical. Trade doesn't go through.
There's an easy way we can fix this. Okay, you're on the clock still, right? You're on the clock.
Yeah.
Trey,
All right,
gonna get
I'm sitting at 18. I'm sitting at 18. Let's just clear this up and let's keep this flow moving.
Hey,
okay?
no, I know Brad's calling.
No.
Hey, man, I've been fucked twice today. Don't make it 3 times.
Listen.
right?
Listen. You're in New England. That's great. Listen, let's just get one thing straight here.
Oh, wait, hold on. Lost connection. They need 10 seconds left. I got to put a pick in. Ring the bell. I just hung up on Brad and whoever the Vikings GM is. They don't have one.
Yeah, they don't know.
Spencer Fennell, Utah. Lions are in a pickle right now. Every tackle's off the board.
All right, make this one quick. We'll make this
Who's
one
the
quick.
GM with
This time?
Taking CJ Allen.
That was me.
Yeah, I just
that was
traded
like
up.
not at all who I was gonna take.
Jeff, you just traded your pick to me.
The entire.
You just traded. I just traded for your pick. You have now the 32nd pick or 31st pick.
Oh,
Now this is me here.
This is
I will be taking.
Sorry.
Wait, hold on. Slow down.
I'm on the board now. You just lost your pick.
I get the Lions, and I get the Lions. That's
okay.
fair.
You can have the Lions then. Deal.
Can you scroll a little bit?
Was it worth it? No, it was not.
Can you give me a scroll, Jeff?
And bro went sprinting up to the table for CJ Allen, an off-ball linebacker at 50.
Jordan Tyson, wide receiver.
All right.
Time limit
Klotz?
sitting there, you goofball. All right.
Yeah.
This ain't Brad on the board. This is Klotz on the board. Ring the fucking chime.
No chime.
Oh,
We're just
no.
running through this now. No, we're just
Akeem
running.
Mesidor.
That's a good pick.
I am back up on the clock.
This is
I'm
this is
back on the
Klotz
clock.
now. This is
Oh,
Klotz.
or sorry. Yeah.
Kenyon Sadiq.
Oh,
Ugh.
to pair with TJ, it's disgusting.
TJ, no. TJ's gone. He's going for a 7th round.
Kai Lemon.
Draft.
The Cowboys, who'd they take in their first picture mod? Give me Keldrick Falk. That's
Good luck.
Cowboys pick for sure.
Ty Simpson.
Steelers.
Ew.
Is that my pick?
No, this is me.
Oh,
I'm
so-
3rd.
Now you're up.
Can I get just a little scroll? Denzel Boston.
Denzel Boston. The Eagles type of pick. Emmanuel McNeil Warren.
Dylan
Yeah.
Thieneman.
All right, I'll take Dylan. He's like basically another white DB.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be
Go to offensive tackle now, please. Go to offensive guard
I don't know if there's a guard that's good enough in the first.
and take the duck, Emmanuel Pregnon.
Oh. All right,
Am
you're
I
up.
up again? Emmanuel
Yep.
McNeil Warren.
I'll take guard DB linebacker. I'll take. This ain't even that good.
Looking at Bud.
Yeah, this is kind of like now we're at the point like. I don't know. This is a terrible spot to be in.
There's a great pick that you just scrolled by. The
Who?
Boone guy.
Oh, Peter Woods. Give me
I
Peter
was
Woods.
thinking more, but I don't think it's a bad pick either. Give me Max. I'm not going to try to spell his name. Just seems like a Niner.
I'll take Kenny
Boone.
McDonald.
Old McDonald.
Had a farm.
Chiefs.
Yo.
So is this is my pick?
Yeah.
Omar
The
Cooper.
Chiefs took. Yeah, I said that we took
pick.
the lane. Great pick there.
Good pick.
All right. Dolphins. Who was the Dolphins in the first round?
Yeah.
You took
the
the
guard.
guard, right? Wide receivers, please.
KC Concepcion and yeah.
I don't know if that's the type of dude that what's his face would like though.
You ain't taking none of these other dudes.
Go to
You need a DB.
go to defensive back.
Oh, Terrell.
Give me Avion Terrell.
Jeff, you're up again. You're the last 2 picks of the draft, Jeff.
All right. Let me see. They need a wide receiver. Maybe I'll take him now. And then the Seahawks. I'll go TJ Parker. Why not? There you go.
Not a bad draft, boys.
I don't think that was bad.
Could have done worse. Yeah, this isn't that bad.
I can't believe I tried to trade up. I thought Maui Noah was still on the board, and I traded up. I was thinking I was pulling off a good one where the Patriots trade all the way up to get him, and he was off the board.
Yeah, you tried. Yeah, you did.
I was just taken aback when I realized, oh no, I just called the trade into the NFL. I just told Roger Goodell this trade's going through, and my guy wasn't on the board. I wonder if that's ever happened.
Yeah,
I know there was. I think
that is never
the past name of the Commanders. I think they were on the clock and they just like didn't pick.
And they lost their pick. Yeah.
Yeah, they just nothing. Nobody won.
Hey, appreciate you joining, Klotz. Appreciate the
Thanks,
people.
Klotz. Love you, brother.
Anytime,
Appreciate
fellas.
the people. Hit the like button on the stream, subscribe, check out our social media platforms, give Klotz a follow. All those links will be in the description. And we'll catch you guys on Monday. But until then, we'll catch you.
Go
Love you guys.
Canes. The U. Come on, Boone.